We are back, everybody. Got a little note that said the old YouTube struggled, went down, but it's back up over there. So we will. We always adjust that as much as we possibly can, help y'all to be able to listen over there on YouTube. Go to YouTube, check out scottbeason.com, or just check for Scott Beason and go to listen live. Let's get out of these phone calls. I'm trying to figure out who all's been waiting the most and whatever. Let's go Clark and then Roke on tour. What do you think? That looks like a good order. Clark, welcome to the program.
Hey, Scott. How are you?
I'm doing well, Clark. How are you?
I'm great. So they Kamala'd the South Carolina Senate seat. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Yep.
Now, when Kamala Harris was just by fiat made the heir apparent for the Democrat nomination, the only person that you could possibly consider less qualified for the job that they wanted her to get was the person currently occupying it.
Correct.
You pick a person that would be less qualified to be president of the United States than Kamala Harris. I can't come up with one. There is no idiot so useful on the left as to actually believe she was qualified for that job. And
yes.
In spite of lack of qualifications for the job, the powers that be were perfectly happy to install her, because what difference do qualifications make when the occupier of the office is just there to do what they're told?
Yep.
And now Republicans are on board, and I'm sorry, Scott, but actions speak louder than words, and they just said something. They said a lot. They said the process doesn't matter. Qualifications don't matter. Optics and occupier obedience are the only thing we care about.
That's kind of the take. That's kind of what we were asking earlier, and I think you're answering, telling me that that's what Washington, D.C. wants. And we help them. I mean, let's be honest, Clark. I mean, look what we did in the state of Alabama, and I'm partially responsible, at least early on, and I do not mean this as bad. Everybody gets older, Sky, so, you got to check me out here. But was Kay Ivey the best candidate? Did we really sit around and say, you know what? We don't need Tim James, or we don't need what was the lady's name? We want Kay Ivey again, and we did. And arguably, Kay is not at full speed. Let's just put it that way. I don't think she is. I don't mean that as a knock. There's going to come a day when I'm not at full speed. Okay, that's just the way it is. That's the way it works. But I don't think we as Americans, not just Alabamians, I don't think we care enough about who will do the best job. Somehow, somewhere, I think we all were told by our boomer parents, Scott, when they said, you can be anything you want. I think somewhere along the line, Clark, we decided that anybody can be president, that anybody can be a United States senator. Anybody can be a congressman. Anybody can be a state senator. We don't care if they're reasonably smart. We don't care if they'd actually put the work in. We don't care. We just think you can. You just think it's awesome. I mean, look at Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I don't begrudge anybody for what jobs they've done, et cetera, what job they're doing now. But for the love of Pete, we just think anybody can hold an office, and it's all going to work out great for us. I mean, some of these folks, you couldn't trust them to, pick up the trash in a parking lot and make the parking lot look really good and really nice, and we'll send them to Congress.
So what kind of government is it we're supposed to have, Scott? It's not a democracy. What kind?
We're supposed to have a republic.
A representative republic.
Yeah, a constitutional republic.
Was Kay Ivey the best choice? It depends on who's getting represented, I think.
That's a good point.
And we, the people, are supposed to be the people that are represented.
Mm-hmm.
But more and more, Scott, I think it's more like your global corporations and your banking houses, et cetera,
That's right.
that are getting represented. And,
Right.
You said we need to care more. God love him. Donald Trump is one man, and he's doing the best he can, but he can't do this by himself.
Right.
We have got to help. And the way that we can do that is we have to demand our representation, which we're not getting.
I think that's fair. And to be fair again, Clark, before I let you go, is that at least in Alabama, we're voting for people that say all the right things to us. Our problem is when that person gets in office and then does not do all the things they said they were going to do or doesn't seem to be doing it, we don't just cut them loose. We're like, well, most of the time they did pretty good. Was it you, Clark, that said with Susan Collins and some of them, they're always with us until we really need them?
Mm-hmm. Right. There you go.
And we have that same issue in Alabama. Hey. Richard Shelby was one of those. For years, he was always with us unless we really needed him. And
until the other side needed him, and then he was there.
Yeah, and then we didn't fire him for it because he was with us most of the time on all the stuff that was easy.
Yep. So ask Raconteur if Holland, who went back to Norway with what would you call it, a taxidermied raccoon?
Yeah, it was either a taxidermy raccoon or a raccoon statue. I don't know if it was what it was.
Ask him if he'd like to have one for a pet, and I'll see if I can work something out somehow.
We need to get a message to him. You got it, Clark. Thanks, buddy.
Take care.
See ya. Let's go to Raconteur. Raconteur, welcome to the program. I don't know if you're listening, but Clark needs you to get in touch with Holland from Norway and tell him we'll get him a real raccoon if he wants one.
A souvenir.
Yeah.
Well, and if we're giving him away wildlife, I will give him the bobcat that I keep stuffed to the side of my bed.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, when he got off the plane yesterday and had that raccoon either figurine or stuffed or whatever, I was like, yeah, he's been Americanized, Alabamaized to a certain extent.
Absolutely. Scott, heavy is the head that wears the crown, and I'm about to put one on you.
Okay, do it.
Oh, my. Okay.
I am now naming you the unofficial czar of soccer.
The czar of soccer. That's a step up. I'm clearly qualified, and as far as I know, I'm the first tall, skinny, slightly overweight white guy to be the czar of soccer, and I thank you for that.
It's quite an honor.
Go down in history.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm going to give you a funny anecdote, and then I'm going to lay the heavy stuff on you need to know as a czar.
Okay.
You were talking about the All-Star game in the beginning with the college players playing the Green Bay Packers, Sky.
Yes.
Leroy Jordan is the reason that my British mother became a huge American football fan.
Really? She thought Leroy was the bomb, huh?
Well, as it turns out, my uncle married Leroy Jordan's sister. And so he came to a family reunion where my mother met him and found out that he was going to play for the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
So she began to watch the Dallas Cowboys to see Leroy.
To see Leroy, somebody she knew.
Wow.
Yeah, so Dallas became her team, and she probably knew more football than most guys you know.
That is a great story, Raconteur. That's awesome.
Yeah, so now here comes the bad stuff. You
okay,
ready?
Give me the bad stuff. We have a minute.
We're talking about globalism. Everything that you see is an illusion, even in soccer. All sports is an illusion. For example, did you know that over 20% of the top 5 leagues in Europe, those teams are owned primarily by Americans?
No.
Really?
Yep. And I'll give you some top examples. The Glazer family, who owns Tampa Bay Buccaneers, also owns Manchester United, one of the largest teams in the world.
No way.
Fenway Sports Group, that owns the Boston Red Sox, also owns Liverpool.
Not Liverpool.
This guy's like,
not Liverpool FC. Come on now.
Yeah, yeah.
That's too much.
And then my
That's too
favorite,
much.
my team that I root for in England, Arsenal Football Club, is owned by Stan Kroenke, who also owns the Los Angeles Rams, the Denver Nuggets, the Colorado Avalanche in the Hockey League, and the Colorado Rapids in MLS.
You got to be kidding me.
Yeah. Where's Teddy Roosevelt when you really need him?
As a soccer czar, you need to know these things, Scott. I'm trying to help you out here.
Well, I've got to get up to speed quickly, especially since I'm the first. And
Yeah.
I'm going to do a good job and make y'all proud.
Break this thing up.
Yep.
Break up these monopolies. It's just not right.
And as we're talking about breaking up monopolies and changing the guard, today's World Cup semifinal match, France versus Spain, is a turning of the guard because you've got this World Cup is probably the last one for Messi and Ronaldo. Messi's 39, supposed to be the greatest player in the world.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going to be overtaken by the French player Kylian Mbappe, who is 29 years old.
Yeah.
28, 29.
Hey, do you think
He's
is Mbappe a nice guy, or is he full of himself?
Do you really know a guy?
No. I mean, it's like the NFL. You know, we always say, I know we got to take a break, and I want you to hold over. The NFL, where they've got a guy, and he's always showing up at the children's hospital, and he's got a nonprofit, and he's helping little inner city kids read. And then next week, he gets arrested for running an international methamphetamine ring and beating up his girlfriend. So it's all about PR. I get it. But let's take a break. We will be right back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politician.
Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Welcome back. We got Rocco on tour up, giving us our World Cup update. We got Spain and France coming up. Here's another interesting question for you, Rocco on tour. Who is older, Messi or Ronaldo?
Right off the top of my head,
Hold on, I'm working. You didn't get cut off? He didn't get cut off, did he? There he is.
He's still there.
yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I think Messi may be a year older, but they're pretty close to the same age.
I think it's the other way around. Ronaldo is older than Messi by 869 days.
Almost two in the third year.
Yeah, Yep. So he's a little bit older. So they're both out. That's That's two legends leaving the sport for sure. And
Exactly. So then you got Mbappe at about 28, 29.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's playing Spain, who's being led by this sensational teenage kid, Lamine Yamal, who's 19.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
So, yeah, the guy plays for Barcelona. He's one of the biggest clubs in the world. He's a multimillionaire at 19. I mean, forget at college NIL money. This guy's making like, I buy 5 of you guys money.
Wow. That's amazing. I don't know why the Europeans pay their soccer players so much. I mean, that's not very socialist of them. They should spread it around, and all the players should make even the same amount. Because, I mean, that would be fair.
Most of them are owned by Americans. Literally, it's either there are 20 Premier League teams in England, the top soccer league. Either 10 or 11 of them are owned by Americans.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. So what's your pick for the Spain-France game?
I think Spain will have flashes of moments, but I think France has just got too much talent across the field, and they beat them.
God, I can't be for the Frenchies. I'm going to have to be for Argentina, and I don't think they have the guns to go.
I honestly, I think Argentina beats England, and it comes down to France-Argentina in the final.
Wow,
and
that's a major upset, isn't it?
And I picked Argentina at the beginning, so I got to stay with them. So before the tournament started.
Hey, let me ask my last question. Britain's not very big. How in the world do they have 20 Premier League teams? Oh yeah, every other. Whether they have like the Gardendale Gladiators. I mean, for the love of Pete.
No, but that brings up an interesting point where you were talking promotion and relegation.
Yeah.
The top league has 20 teams. The next league has like 26, and it goes all the way down to 7th or 8th tier, where it's like me and you guys. We pick up a team with Tommy Tuberville and the Pine Box players, and we play on the weekends.
And if we win our league, we can get bumped up to the 7th league?
And we can keep getting bumped all the way up to the top. It's complete merit base. Your team keeps winning, you keep getting bumped up, you go all the way to the top.
That's what we need. That's what we need in sports here. And you know what? We could fix our NIL problems in college if we had all this. If we had the Gardendale Gladiators and all the kids are like, man, if I was pro, I'd make $1 jillion. Okay, fine. Come play for the Gladiators and see how many seats fill up. Wow. Rocco Tour, we appreciate you, buddy.
Hey, y'all have a good one.
All right, man. Thank you. He always brings something I didn't know.
Right. He's an expert.
11 of the 20 Premier League teams feature significant U.S. minority investment.
That's just wrong.
But the majority owned ones are the Arsenal, the Aston Villa, the Bournemouth, Chelsea, Crystal Palace, Everton, Fulham, Ipswich Town. That's close to Garndale. Liverpool, Manchester United, and West Ham United. That's just outside of Inslee and Birmingham. There's Birmingham and West Ham.
I remember driving through there.
Through West Ham. Right? Maybe that was West End. It's hard to remember.
It's Birmingham and East Ham and West Ham.
North Ham.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politician.
Let's get out to some of those phone calls, third half of the program. Let's go to Sam from Pike County. Sam, welcome in.
Hey, Scott. Thank you for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
While I was on hold, I was able to look something up. I was telling the guy earlier about this weapons system, the anti-drone, and they're trying as hard as they can to sell as many as they can to the Pentagon.
Okay.
But it's Androl. It's ANDRIL.
Androl.
They're so whatever. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, they don't call it something simple like drone kill, but anyways, they say, oh well, one of the things they're picking is the reusable, the beautiful little thing, and I believe it's what I saw Lindsey Graham holding over a version of it in the bullet shaped of their, and they got multiple functions and they can be set up, but if they don't explode or get used on target, you can bring them back and refuel them. That sounds nice, but still, when I see it, it still looks a little pricey. And that's what I was going to say. We really have the swarm is real. You got cheap drones. You're able to swarm an area and just load it up with munitions. Anyways, it's a real threat. Did you see the big platform drones? Maybe China has me that big. We had like a carrier, almost like a little aircraft carrier.
And then all the little drones come flying out of it. Yeah.
Yes, sir. To me, that just makes good sense. You move in someplace and loiter, take your time and observe and put the whammy on you.
I will tell you this. I also saw that some of the drones now, they're flown till they get close, and then if something happens or whatever, AI can take over and go ahead and hit the targets.
Oh, well, you know what? That's what I was looking at. I made some notes while I was told. But the drone evolution, that's it. I watch that regularly on the YouTube, and people are proud to. And we've watched them progress from radio control to phone, upper microwave control, phone, to they have the fiber optic. There's no talk radio in Ukraine. I said that here a while back. There can't be any radio station. There's just been so much interference put up and trying to do the anti-drone, but it's evolved. And the AI, absolutely, you got to have independent kill machines. That's just part of itself.
Yeah.
Anyways, czar of soccer, the soccer czar. I'll go along with that. I was thinking the whole time about the teams. I was thinking, well, man, that's redistribution on a global scale. And, they pump a lot of money into these soccer teams. Commie Red Soccer is terrible. All right, that's
Thanks, Sam. Commie Red Soccer.
Well, hold on, one last thing. This whole time, I've been sitting in front of the library right here in Troy.
Yeah.
I've got a bag of candy sitting next to me, and I'm just loitering here, man. And I look. It's not my best look. All right.
Yeah, you might find you another place to park. Well, nobody. No children are going to the libraries anymore, so you're okay. You might pick up an older senior lady.
Scott, brother. This is Troy, Alabama, a special town. I love this town. They're having a program on the grass in front of the library right now, man. This was a great. I just had to. I don't want to get in trouble with KIV. We're not supposed to be driving and talking on the cell phone.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Hands free.
He's a good citizen right there.
Thanks, Sam.
Hey, bless y'all. Okay.
Thanks, you. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Let's go to James. James, welcome to the program.
Are you sure James is still on the phone, man?
Well, if you weren't, we would have gone on. But look, there's a lot of people.
Your advertisement should say, if you want to get in on the conversation at 272-9228, call us on Monday, and maybe before the third period Tuesday, we can get you in.
We cannot help how many people call this show, man. We take them
it's
almost
a popular
in order.
show, right?
It
Scott?
is. It's unbelievable.
I am telling you what, baby. Now, I'm not up there with the drones with Sam from Pike County.
Right.
Okay. I'm a little bit further back than that. You were talking about arrows flying long distances.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been due to the long bow.
Yeah.
All right. You follow me there now? Not necessarily the arrow.
The longer, bigger bow. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yes. Now, can you tell me this? Where did the name Fletcher come from? What is the origin of Fletcher?
Well, you want the definition of the word, or
that's
how?
the guy that
I don't want you to look it up now.
He's the guy who strings the bow.
You're close.
He makes the string for the bow.
I think that has to do with the arrows,
Fletcher
doesn't it?
Is the individual that puts the feathers on the arrow is the Fletcher.
What's the guy who puts the string on the bow? Stringer?
Maybe.
Gotcha.
Okay, let's not make up history. Although it helps.
Well, stop now.
You know, you can't know where you're going. Well, it helps if you know where you've been. It helps for you to know where you're headed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, earlier, you poor guys were, I mean, you're so concerned about who goes in this Senate seat and who takes over for dog catcher at Gardendale next week.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I made a rhyme that time, Scott.
Way to go.
What about that, Scott?
How about that?
What about that?
I'm scoring. I'm keeping up.
Okay, that's two.
That's right.
Two, baby.
Yeah. I don't know why we didn't come to you earlier, James.
Style points for James.
I'm telling you what, man. I mean, you know, if you knew how I felt right now, the battle that we all fight every day, but I'm just telling you, man, I
had to hang up on two guys just to get to you.
Yeah,
man.
I am
gave
so
it up.
swimmy headed.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. Let me
And
get
a lady.
myself pull back together here.
Yes.
Start to sound like one of your other callers. I won't call any names. Okay.
Please don't.
Gotcha.
But, oh my. Where was I in this rambling mess of a conversation?
Fletcher.
We were talking about longbows and arrows.
Fletcher.
James.
Oh, I'm sorry. We were talking about putting the lady in the Senate seat.
Right, then we got that.
Okay. If you will read Daniel, chapter 4, chapter 5 of Daniel,
Okay.
you will see that God Almighty puts them in power, and he puts them in, takes them out. All right. The bugaboo there, excuse me for going here, is people have free will.
Mm-hmm.
So if the right people, and I'm not suggesting that they are, and when I say right, I don't mean those on the right. I mean the correct people, the people that really need to be listening to this program when you are rolling out some good material. Okay,
Yes.
Not when you're talking about longbows and Fletchers and stuff like that, but when you are enlightening people about what's going on in the political arena.
Yes, sir.
You know, there is a thing called prayer, Scott.
Correct.
And prayer works. You can go back to Abraham and Lot.
Okay.
And so if we do what we're supposed to, then we can have an impact on what is done.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it may not. It's not going to be on our timing. It's on God's timing.
Right.
You know, all you got to do is read some Habakkuk. But what I'm suggesting is
choose some while you read it.
Habakkuk.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord is either orchestrating or He's allowing whatever's going on to take place. So there's other than prayer, and I'm not suggesting that I mean that's our option, prayer. And what I'm saying is getting our knickers all in a twist over any of that is just a waste of time.
Well, I don't disagree with you.
Well,
and we get what we deserve, really. I mean, we get what we asked for, really. If we were being obedient and as a nation, we would probably have a higher caliber of leaders. But as the people turn their hearts away, we end up with more leaders who have turned their hearts away, and we get what we asked for.
I'm not sure if it was Hamilton or Franklin who said we have the government that we deserve. And by that, they meant the leadership.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Thanks, James. You were well worth the wait, man. Ta-ta.
Yeah.
I don't think he bought it, Scott.
He didn't believe that. I said it as sincere as I possibly could.
Yes.
It was a good point.
God does ordain the destination, but it is up to us to walk the path. So we have to do the best we can.
Well, we've chosen some things. I mean, the great example from the Old Testament is the Israelites saying, hey, we want a king. We want to be like everybody else. We want a king. And God's like, what the heck?
Okay.
All the
All
prophets are like, I'm your king. I mean, God's like, I'm your
You
king.
got a king.
We
Yeah,
don't
but
we
no.
don't need King God. We need to be like everybody else. And we vote like that. Alabama might be one of the worst. We got to be like everybody else. We can't allow them to think we're a bunch of free market, Jesus loving people. we need to be just
white
as
nationalists.
debauch as everybody. Oh, y'all are getting some AI data centers and just trashing the place. Well, give us some too, cause we
Sign us up.
don't want to be uncool. If you we'll let boys in the girls' bathrooms. We don't mind that because we don't think we're sticks in the mud. We're not going to take a stand on God's side. We're going to go to church on Sunday and pretend it, but we don't want anybody to think it. Heaven forbid.
Go along.
We might, Waza Kotzel Inc. from China might not build a plant here if we don't act like everybody else. No, we're as gay as everybody.
Gayer even.
We're more gay. I mean, really. I say that tongue in cheek, but is that not how it works?
It's about how it works. Just whatever you want. Just don't call us a mean name, please.
Don't tell us we're
We'll do
fundamentalists
better.
or nothing, please.
We'll do
Not.
better.
We'll be back, maybe.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politician.
Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Welcome back in, everybody. Don't forget 1819 News, the podcast with Brian Dawson. Well, when you're checking us out over at YouTube, you can also check out 1819 News, the podcast. You'll like it. There's a whole archive there, and you can find it there or any of the other places where you usually find your podcast. 1819 News, the podcast. Sky, you're coming through the iPad. It's all right. It's okay. We all cough and hawk. You all right?
I don't think so. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
You got to get the dunk out. No doubt about it. Here's the rest of the story on what James was saying. That we got a couple of really good things to talk about. Apparently, the quote, "We get the government we deserve," is from Joseph de Maistre, or Meister, a French guy. Every nation gets the government it deserves. It was in a letter from 1811. So he wrote that. It's also frequently attributed to Thomas Jefferson, who famously paraphrased the concept in his own time. He said it as, so I'm sure people were thinking that, the government you elect is the government you deserve.
I like that better.
Yeah.
It's more Americanized.
It makes sense. And my problem with it is we've reached a point, and maybe it's always been this way, that we, at least in Alabama, and the folks that are listening in other states, y'all probably as well, we vote pretty well. We vote for people who say the right things. You know, they're for God and country and smaller government and lower taxes and living within your means, and then we end up, I mean, go and find Kay Ivey's campaign material, okay?
All right, I remember some of this.
Does any of it say, let's have a gas tax? I remember that specifically. She let the guy that was the mayor of Tuscaloosa, to his credit, he said, yeah, I think we need a gas tax. She silent. And as soon as she becomes governor, that's her number one thing, where she cajoled and twisted and threatened and had the whiteboard or chalkboard or whatever board, and these are the people that are against it, and everybody's horrible, and I'll destroy you. You'll never get another paved road. Got the gas tax. I don't remember it saying, hey, we're going to build $2 billion prisons. I don't remember saying $1 billion prison. I don't remember the $3.2 billion road over the bay. You remember I was talking about it last week, Sky? What was it I said I found? Now, it was AI. But to redo all 40-something bridges from Miami to Key West,
right,
was estimated by the Florida DOT. Now, look, AI could have messed it up. But the total cost to replace all that, if you've ever been there,
I've been there,
is less than what Alabama's saying the one deal over the bay is going to cost them.
Something's not right.
It just seems wrong. Well, okay. Scott, you're wrong. Well, call me and tell me. That's fine, because I got it off the interwebs. Could be wrong.
Well, I did some further research on that. So I just find the whole thing hard to believe that short of a bridge,
$3.2 billion.
So I looked at another bridge that I'm familiar with, the Garson Point Bridge in Pensacola.
Yes.
Out to Fort Pickens and all that.
Yeah, how long is that bridge?
It's about 4.5 miles, but it's very similar to the amount over the water. It was completed in 2001.
Okay.
95 million. 95, you heard me, 95 million.
So if you were at 10 times the cost, you'd be at 1 billion.
Right. Yeah. See, it doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up. and it's the same situation.
Well, notice what we're doing. We're all arguing and fighting about what the fee is going to be to drive over it.
Right. They've got a sidetracked again.
We're over here, I can't, $3, $6, $8.
I'm not paying that toll.
Do it. But they're going to give us a $3.2 billion bridge. God.
It's made out of solid gold, probably.
It better be. I mean, am I just wrong? I just have this feeling this is
astounding.
This is the greatest profit-oriented project ever. Well, it's got to be taller, Scott. You're talking about $3.2 billion.
Taller than what?
It'd be tall enough to get those big boats under it.
Yeah. Come on.
I can't.
We'll have to follow this.
That's why we needed a gas tax, wasn't it? So we could build a $3.2 billion bridge. I just get the feeling, Sky, that we do some things in Alabama that are purely to pass. It's not laundering, but it is laundering.
Well, it's all legal.
We're purely
sort of.
passing gigantic profits to people.
Yeah, and you've explained how the bidding process works
Well,
on these big contracts.
that's the thing. I mean,
the Beason and Charles I construction company out of Hertz-Hatchie ain't getting the bid.
We're not getting this deal.
They can never qualify.
No. Mm-mm.
So the bidding.
Well, imagine what
while
the
it's
bond
fair and square,
requirement is on a $3.2 billion project.
Yeah, you're
That's
not getting
That's one way to keep Joe Blow out of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, I can do a $100 million project. I can get the bond for that. Well, what about for $1 billion?
Try that. Yeah.
I can't do that.
Let's see your paperwork, son.
Oh my gosh. All right, another little thing about the South Carolina deal. The man who came in second, who called us and told us about Mark Lynch. I can't remember who the caller was. Mark Lynch.
That was the dude from Crimetopia or whatever it was.
Crimestone
County.
Crimestone County. That's right.
Yeah.
Greenville, South Carolina. This is from WYFF Channel 4. Mark Lynch. Mm-hmm. So he came in second place, right? And we were all asking, man, really? Lindsey Graham gets 57%. He's running against 5-6 people and wins without a runoff. Man, the people in South Carolina, the Republicans, must love him.
Mm-hmm.
Let me read you this first sentence from this article and tell me if y'all remember seeing this on any of the national news. Y'all watch cable. Y'all see Fox News. I watch Fox News all the time. That's what all my buddies say, right?
Sure.
That's where I get my conservative news. Greenville, South Carolina, Mark Lynch, who claimed voter fraud after losing to Senator Lindsey Graham in the primary election, has announced his intention to revive his campaign less than 48 hours after Graham's death.
I don't remember any of that.
The second place
voter
guy
fraud?
Claimed voter fraud in South Carolina.
In the Republican race?
In the Republican primary.
Got it.
But somehow our friends in the national media didn't think that was worth talking about.
Never heard of it.
Never, not a peep. Not a peep. Huh. Now, this article is not about what his, if he had any evidence or he had anything. I can click over there and go. So he alleged that there was voter fraud. He had a post that showed an ES&S voting machine allegedly changing a vote originally cast for Lynch to a different candidate and then to Lindsey Graham. That seems like a story for conservatives, does it not?
Well, not only that, it seems like the national legacy media would jump all over Republican voter fraud, Scott.
We got the SAVE Act as one of the biggest stories in the country.
Gift wrapped with a big bow on it. That's a present.
I guess it didn't matter in his case. Let's take another break. We'll be back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama recovering politician.
Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
Welcome back in, everybody. Alabama Unfiltered Radio, just trying to get through the show. A couple other quick things. The rest of this story out of South Carolina, which is kind of fascinating me, Sky. I found, let's see if I can get y'all the stream of consciousness here. Let's see. Here it is. Channel 4 out of South Carolina. Listen to this. This is a fascinating story. So this is a television news story. Digital content producer Zach Rainey put it. Mark Lynch, who claimed voter fraud after losing to Senator Lindsey Graham in the primary election, has announced his intention to run again. Okay, great. On Monday, he announced. So I clicked on the claiming voter fraud. It is a hyperlink there. Takes you to another story from back in. Chloe McCoy did this one back in June of this year. In a video on X, Mark Lynch, a GOP candidate for the U.S. Senate, alleged that voting machines in Greenville, South Carolina, defrauded voters during Tuesday's primary election. The post shows an ES&S voting machine allegedly changing a vote originally cast for Lynch to a different candidate and then to Lindsey Graham. Lynch went on to lose. So that's the two sentences right there.
Got it.
He's saying, hey, these machines were not working right. Lynch went on to lose the South Carolina Republican primary to Lindsey Graham, who is seeking a fifth term. Then there's this in the news story. This is interesting to me. So the top sentence, hey, alleged voter fraud, poll shows a machine allegedly changing a vote. And then Chloe puts in this. Section 725-100, that's of the state code, prohibits voters from allowing their ballot to be seen, removing a ballot from a polling place, or placing any mark on a ballot that would allow it to be identified, bringing any. And then she finishes, the law states that anyone found in violation of this law may be found guilty of a misdemeanor and face up to $100 in fines or 1 year in jail. Note that the concern for the television station is not the possibility of the votes being changed. It's that how dare you show us a ballot that's not working correctly.
Yeah.
Now think about that. So
Other
the
than
law,
that, how did you like the play? Right.
her mind is that the law protects, covers up, should cover up. Hey, it reminds me of the Alabama case where the lady we had on the show had printed off ballots like on her, her HP DeskJet printer. and shows up, and they're testing the machines, and so she runs the one she printed off in the machine, and it's like, yeah, that's great. That's an awesome ballot. And then were people alarmed? We were alarmed that the machine was taking fake ballots.
Of course.
But the powers that be were mad at her. This must be a crime. You can't just show up and prove that our machines will just take any old thing.
You can't expose the system. We'll put you in jail.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, what are y'all talking about? Why are you angry with that? So then I went on and found some place called AFP. I don't know who that is. It's a fact-checking site. Listen to this, published June 11th. No evidence that machines flipped votes in South Carolina. Mark Lynch went out and put out a thing, says, watch as the machine does this. Now, here's what the fact check says. Y'all think about it. I did not know that there were places that had this. So apparently in South Carolina, you go to a screen, Sky, and you do your little touchpad thing, and I'm voting for Sky, I'm voting for Scott, and it prints out your ballot for you. Okay, so you choose on the
Your finished
screen.
Ballot is printed out.
So instead of like we fill in the little oval,
right,
with a pen ourselves. There, they want you touch it, and it says vote for Sky. It prints it out, and then it says it's, the circle or whatever is filled in. I voted for Sky. Then you go take it to the machine, and then the machine reads the ballot. So now you have a hard core. But what was alluded to, Lynch was challenging, blah, blah, blah. She got the article straight from this, or they got it straight from that. It says it shows a person making 3 attempts to select Lynch by clicking to the far left of the box with his name on the screen, quickly splitting to other platforms, including Facebook and TikTok. So the person's showing they're mashing the guy's name. Okay. The response from the state, listen to this now. Patty Roach, interim director of voter registration and elections for South Carolina's Greenville County, told AFP that the person in the video appears to be hitting the field for the candidate above Lynch with their fingernail. South Carolina State Election Commission responded, said, we advise voters to select the center of their intended choice rather than the edge of the selection, and always double-check their selections on the review screen. I don't think any of that is what I would be alleging. I would argue that, wait a minute, so I've got to be perfect if I want to select Scott. And if I'm not perfect on selecting Scott, you want me to be right inside the box, right? But if I'm just outside the box, it selects Lindsey Graham?
Right.
That's how this
anything
works.
That is not bullseye is a vote for Lindsey Graham.
That's what it looks like.
I think that's what they're saying.
I'm not alleging it, but that's what it sounds like to me is, oh, you big dummy, you need to be right in the center of the box. Don't let your fingernail touch above it. Now, it could have been staged. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It could have been staged to look that way. But the responses from the people in charge, to me, sounds like what you said. You better bullseye the person we didn't choose, and we'll let you vote for them as long as you do it just right. But can you imagine how few people think about this? And the response is, another response was, duh, that's not the voting machine, you idiot. Now understand what they're saying, okay? Yeah. The ballot counting machine is over here, and it is pristine. It works perfectly, okay? No problem with the vote counting. But there might be a problem with the choosing machine. The one that's, so think about it. You got a little iPad or whatever, and you choose Sky, and you choose Scott, and you choose this Lynch guy. The thing prints out. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. I'll go take it over. How many people do you think actually look to make sure, okay, look, I got the right guy in the governor, I got the right guy in the lieutenant governor, I got the right guy in the secretary of state, got the right guy in the auditor, I got the right guy in the sheriff, got the right guy in the U.S. senator, I got the right guy in the congressman, got the right guy in the city councilman, I got the right guy. Oh, perfect. Here, I'll go put it in. Or do you think they just go, it has to work, print, take it over the other machine, put it through?
Yeah, who's going to check all that, plus the amendments and everything
What
else?
Percentage does it take? 10%, okay? I'm going to say 10 to 15% of the people absolutely don't check it, right?
That sounds reasonable, yeah.
If you get 10% to 15% of the people who don't check it and it automatically went to Lindsey Graham, if you didn't touch the center just right, Lindsey Graham wins without a runoff.
And what happened in the race?
Because he got 57%.
Right. How about that?
Isn't that weird? No, I'm not alleging anything. I'm just saying there should be better answers to these kinds of things.
And probably a better system.
Than,
as well.
hey, you
Way too
dummy,
many
make
moving
sure you
parts
touch in the middle. Wouldn't you like to know how big the little defined areas are? What if on the little iPads or the little touch screens, the areas are bigger for the candidates they want? It'd just be in the code somewhere.
I didn't even think of that now.
We have a really good system in
Can't
Alabama
lose.
compared to
I like
everybody
it.
else.
Yeah, we do, actually.
You write
come
it
up,
on
you
the
show your
piece of
ID, you
paper
get your
yourself.
paper ballot, you fill it out.
Fill it out yourself.
Then
And if you
stick it in
can't
the
do
machine.
that, then and we still ought to do better, but it's better than that.
Absolutely.
We got to take a break. Interesting times. We'll be back.
Scott Beason, president of ARP, Alabama Recovering Politician.
Alabama Unfiltered Radio with Scott Beason.
So here's the thing, Sky, and I hate to, well, I don't really hate it, but beating a dead horse. It's all about how things are said, and I'm shocked because I'm reading about this South Carolina voting system, okay? And if I came along and said to you, hey, you know what? There are states that do, you vote right on the computer. And you're like, you can't do that. Well, you know what? I think we ought to require that everybody, everyone, every state has a paper-based voting system. And you'd be like, absolutely right. So if I said South Carolina has a paper-based voting system, what would your mind think?
Well, I'm thinking they're taking action to eliminate voter fraud.
Yeah, and they're doing what we do in the state of Alabama. You got a ballot.
Which is not a perfect system.
Which is paper, which we now know that ours will sometimes allow you just to print your own ballots, and those work.
Well, that's not part of the system.
That was not supposed to happen, but we thought paper-based, you got a piece of paper? I'm going to mark my little vote. animal. Put it in there, great.
More fraud.
And you're like, well, how do you can't defraud a paper-based system, Sky? I mean, what if we demand, Scott Beason, Senator Beason demands a paper-based system? Well, the tech guys have got an answer for you. What we'll do is we'll have you do it on a screen, and then we'll print what you said on the screen on a piece of paper. And then we'll let you put that piece of paper in a tabulator, which is the counter. And, you know, if every so often it's not calibrated right and you match the wrong, because in the rest of this article, you're not going to believe this. In the fact check, it says that the lady named Roach, who is the interim director of voter registration and elections for South Carolina's Greenville County, actually says, you got to go further down, but she says she was aware of technicians being called to service machines for screen calibration.
Like where you put your finger and
making sure that where you touch is where it thinks you're touching. Isn't that what screen calibration is?
I believe that's it. Yes.
So they said, yeah, we had to go fix some screen calibration. So what were you fixing?
Oh, man.
We might have been fixing that where you were punching wasn't marking the right place.
It wasn't hitting the bullseye.
Oh my gosh!
So
you just can't make this up. And this is a fact-checking site. Well, there's always, what do you say, Scott? There's always a however in these stories.
Yeah, but however,
there's nothing to see here. I mean, look at how bad could it be with paper ballots that are filled out for you by a computer. That you use a little touchpad that doesn't necessarily register where you're touching. I mean, look, okay, think of another one, Sky. You're voting, you're getting down. I'm going to vote for Sky. Blink. It doesn't do anything. I'm going to vote for Sky.
Yep.
Bink.
Blink,
doesn't
blink,
do anything.
blink.
I'm just keep punching it. What do most of us do? Are we going to go up front and go, it's not working, and go through the line again? Or are we going to say, screw it.
Oh, screw it.
Just print it out. Just put it in. Everybody else was good. This is insanity. I thought we were bad in the state of Alabama.
As an Alabamian with the $3.2 billion bridge, I don't feel so dumb anymore. Because thanks, South Kakalaka, for
and even in this fact check, the lady named Roach,
who sold them that?
Continues again to say, by the way, it is not lawful for you to record your vote. So recording that the machine doesn't work right is a crime.
Yes, don't be collecting evidence around here. We'll put you in jail.
But the fact that it doesn't work right is A-OK. But recording it, and you know what? If you didn't record it, they would say, well, there's no evidence.
No evidence. Didn't happen.
Why didn't you show me? You can't show me one strand of evidence that says this doesn't work right.
Man, I got you coming and going. It's covered.
It's so bad.
It's like that law in California, the guy that was going around exposing the fraud.
Right.
The legislature passes a bill that you can't do that anymore.
You can't expose the fraud.
No.
Did I
we'll
ever
put
tell
you in
y'all
jail.
about the guy? This is a true story from Alabama. This is before we used we had our little iPad check-in things and all that kind of stuff for voting. There was a guy in South Alabama that came to a voting place and wanted to vote, and they just wouldn't let him, and he pitched a cow. And they said, hey, we can't do that. You're not registered. You can do one of these over here. And he finally blows up. He's so angry and admits that the 4 other places he had been to had already let him vote. That's a true story, supposedly. Anyway, y'all be good, be safe. We're going to try to be back tomorrow. See y'all.